welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are talking about the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. It is the long-awaited sequel that most have craved for ever since 1989's Ghostbusters 2. Yeah, you could say that the video game that released back in 2009 was a good purveyor of a direct continuation, but let's not forget that we wanted an actual movie sequel for such a long time. We got a reboot, so to speak, a few years ago that bombed in the box office that most would like to forget that particular movie even exists. From the son of the original director of the first two films, Jason Reitman now takes the helm of director. With the role of director being passed down from Ivan to his son Jason, I feel there's no one else better to handle such a property with such love and devotion. With that in mind, I have strong faith that this sequel will be good. The movie story follows a single mom and her two kids who are being evicted from their home. They are then forced to move to an isolated farmhouse left to them by the children's late grandfather, who soon discover the history of their grandfather with the original Ghostbusters, who have long since been largely forgotten. When supernatural activities occur in the area, the children, along with their family and friends, must solve the decades-old mystery of the relocation of their grandfather and use the equipment of the Ghostbusters while they become their successors. I have to say that I really love this movie. It's not perfect, but I can say that in good faith that it's great. Even though I did go into this movie skeptical, I was surprised with just how good it came to be in the end. Without spoiling anything, all I can say that the spiritual successor is something truly spectacular that's wholeheartedly worth the Ghostbusters name. This movie in particular is just a great amalgamation that reinvigorates what everyone loves about the previous two films while advancing the series with new ideas for the next generation of Ghostbuster fans. It's exhilaratingly fun and it's also an emotional powerhouse. Even though I have some minor nitpicks, I couldn't have asked for a better film. First things first, I really enjoy the performances from Mckenna Grace and Paul Rudd. Between the both of them, they really stole the show every time they were on screen. I wish that Paul Rudd had more screen time because he's great in everything that he's in. Mckenna Grace, on the other hand, is undoubtedly fantastic. She's this social pariah character that is super smart for her age and pulls off the role amazingly well that fits the movie's narrative perfectly like a glove. As far as the supporting characters go, they really didn't do much for me, especially Finn Wolfhard. I really enjoyed him in Stranger Things, but his character in this movie unfortunately forgettably blends into the background. Okay, I will admit that I did enjoy Carrie Coon's performance as the mother and Logan Kim as Podcast by the time the movie's all said and done. I can see where some may say that there's too much fan service thrown into this movie, but in all honesty, I thought it was the right amount, whereas it wasn't overbearing. There's plenty of painstakingly obvious nods to the original movies, and there are some subtle ones as well. Spotting all of them was like a neat little Easter egg hunt that wound up being very fun. The first hour or so does seem to meander longer than necessary as the movie tries to set up its story and characters. Everything after that, I have no complaints whatsoever. I don't know how else to say this, but I felt the pacing during the first act could have been more concise. The opening sequence, however, was pretty cool, I will admit. I really did enjoy the movie's many extravagant action sequences. It's hard to describe, but the action scenes are more intimate this time around, which are really entertaining to watch. Nitpicks aside, I had a super fun time with this movie. So much, in fact, I'm contemplating seeing this movie a second time during its theatrical run. Overall, Ghostbusters Afterlife is definitely worth checking out if you call yourself a fan of the original films. This heartwarming adventure definitely hits the nostalgia string, so it makes a great bookend for the series itself. The way the ending was done, I couldn't have imagined anything else better. Given the circumstances, it was great, respectful storytelling. I give this movie an A. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my Real reviews.